All right. Hi, good morning, everybody. It is Dr. Nicole Moore here. I've been getting ready for the springtime, and I hope you guys are too. A lot of people have been addressing a lot of weight loss, and they're confused about, do I diet? What do I do, right? So we are going to have, actually, I'm starting a food school. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but get excited because we are getting excited. It's going to be all about food and not dieting. So dieting is not sustainable, but food consumption or good lifestyle change is 100% sustainable. So we're going to be teaching on the ins and outs of everything food. So get prepared to understand what food is and get ready to see what we have to offer you. So be excited for that. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about permanent weight loss solutions. So a lot of people are going to be excited for this one, and I hope you're just excited as I am. All right, so again, I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and I want you to tune in. So welcome. I am Dr. Nicole Moore here in Roseville. I have lots of extensive knowledge and training on food, as well as chiropractic. So I'm a chiropractor and massage therapist by trade, and I'm a mom and a wife and a business owner. So if any of you can understand what that means, that just means that every day is full and we are all available to learn something more. Okay, so welcome. We have not met. Well, at least all of us have not met. So I am a little quirky and I talk a little fast and I get a lot of information out there. So please, please, please grab a pen, grab a paper. If you like colored pencils and all that good stuff, definitely do that as well. So welcome. Definitely reach out to me if you have questions on anything. Start a watch party here on Facebook. I just noticed they started doing that not too long ago. Or share us on any social media platform. Perfect Touch Massage and Chiropractic. Below is PTMNC, Whole Body Health. This is our office here in Roseville, so feel free to definitely just reach out to us when you can. All right, so a little shout out to our food school again. Like I said, we're going to be talking about different dieting, and we're going to be talking about how dieting works and doesn't work, and when it's obtainable, when it's not. It's definitely not a life change, but food school is going to talk all about nutrition, food, everything that you're ever going to need to know to sustain a good and healthy lifestyle. But today we are going to be talking about weight loss. Okay, there's about 90% of the population who needs to lose weight. So for the 10%ers out there who need to gain weight, this should be applicable to you. I will scan through a few things and give you some tips as well, so we don't forget about the people who need to gain weight, because that's a serious health issue as well. You don't want to be too overweight, right? You don't want to be morbidly obese. You don't want to be obese, but you also don't want to be malnourished or underweight, right? So they have the same repercussions in our health. So I will be posting a lot of the sources below, like all of my posts. So if you are interested in any of the areas that we actually pulled this information from, please scroll down on our Facebook page here. Okay, sustainable weight loss. When we talk about this, we are accustomed to hearing ways that claim to help you lose weight quickly. Okay, so the reality is that the majority of these methods are unhealthy, unnatural, and unsustainable. So unhealthy meaning you're going to get cravings, your body's not going to get nourished the way it needs to be, right? So you see all these supplement companies that are like multi-level marketing. I get a lot in my office, and those are going to be, oh gosh, there's a ton of them. We won't name names, but if you're part of a multi-level marketing supplement company and you sell for them, we are grateful for the nutrients that people are abstaining or getting from that. However, there are a lot of fillers in there, and using this in a long-term thing is not sustainable for the body, right? So you replete and you feel great, and then all of a sudden after 3, 6, 9, 12 months, you have a heart attack, you have an autoimmune disease, you have excess weight gain, you have whatever it is. So there's a lifestyle change that needs to happen with these things as well. So definitely reach out. I'm not saying that they're not good for the general population, because most people are so malnourished and we don't realize it, that any supplement sometimes is better than none. Now, there are Target brands, and there are brands that are sold at just the general stores like GNC and stuff that please reach out to a professional, because there's so many things that can drive that's not healthy for you. We're not here to talk about supplements today. However, I wanted to touch on that because it's so crucial. This is so crucial for people to understand, is we need good food just like we need good supplementation. There is no need for any kind of fillers, pesticides, stuff like that on our food or in our supplements that don't need to be there. And there are ways to go about buying farm fresh foods and or really good, clean nutrients from supplements. How many times have you felt like you've been making progress in your weight loss goals to find your efforts go to waste, and anything lost piles right back up, or your cravings are so ridiculous that you just can't even have a good day? All you can think about is food. The issue here is not to lose weight, gain weight cycle. The energy and effort you're wasting each time this happens, you're stressing out the body. So sustainable weight loss is something that we do here in our clinic. Sustainable weight loss is the education of how to eat food to drive the metabolism, to get the body the nutrients it needs from food, to detox the proper pathways without actually stripping the body. There's so many things that we do here that help you sustain weight loss. There's a lot of people who all they want to do is be thin. Well, being thin or being a healthy weight means that your body is working properly. See, weight gain is a side effect to ill health. So write this down. Weight gain is a side effect to ill health. When you have excess weight, it's because there's something in your body that's not working properly. Some people, I would say about 5% of the population, just eats way too much, right? We do definitely eat too much, but that's because we're deficient and our body keeps looking and looking and looking for all of these things. Basically, what you need to do then is find somebody like me, a functional medicine doctor of some sort, that can actually help you sustain your weight. We look at your blood labs, we look at your health intake form, we give you guidance on what you need to do. It's super simple, super easy, and allows you to actually, basically, sorry guys, my daughter's in here and she's really, I can't do this with, I suppose I need to learn how to public speak with other people in here. So anyways, so basically what we need to do is get somebody like me in here to help you understand where are the flaws of your body and what's not working. Where's the deficits of your body and where's not working, so that you can actually gain and sustain weight loss to be healthy, not to actually strip the nutrients from your body. So think about this. If you shift the focus from what you eat and how you're looking to actually, how can I feel better? What does it take to actually get healthy again? How can I get my energy back so I can go out and run like this guy on this slide, right? So how do we shift the focus to what you want long-term versus a diet that's only going to be 3 days to 3 months, right? So we want something that's sustainable. So let's shift the focus from looking at, okay, can we do the keto diet and let's do it for this long? And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm going to switch to this diet now. And then I'm going to switch to this diet now. And the whole time your body is still malnourished. Now there are points in time that you need to actually focus on specific weight shifts, diets, right? So you might need to be more strict in certain times. If you're diabetic, if you have and autoimmunity already. Those are times where with patients I am a lot more strict, but we're not limiting the fact of you can't have fat, you can't have sugar, you can't have XYZ. We're limiting in the fact of you can't have things that are flaring up your immune system so that your body can continue to fix itself. So there is a nourishment issue. There is a, what am I trying to get at here? My daughter's really kind of moving around back there. Anyways, let's look at other things. Shift the focus to your energy, not the size of your pants. Shift the focus to, hey, my mom has heart disease and dementia and Hoshimoto's thyroiditis, and I'm 40, and I'm already feeling the symptoms of this, but I'm not yet diagnosed, but my numbers are trending towards this. Let's shift the focus from you're fat, let's lose some weight, to you're unhealthy, so you gained weight, and now you're headed towards disease. Let's live a good lifestyle to take the weight off, because that will naturally happen when you fix your health. And then we'll push forward to XYZ, right? So your goals might be, I want to lose 50 pounds this year. Great, that's awesome. But is it sustainable? Okay. So if you think about sustainability, what do you think about? Do you think about balance? Do you think about, I don't know, creating good habits, daily things, moderation, right? So a lot of times what people don't think about is, okay, if I choose to have 8 servings of fruits and vegetables every day and then continue to eat what I want to eat, how is that sustainable for my body, right? So you're going to have lots more fruits and vegetables, because if you were to actually track your food right now, I would say at least 50 to 70% of Americans will have maybe 1 to 3 servings of fruits or vegetables in a day, okay? The rest of us, you know, we might have 3 to 7, but maybe 2% of the population has 8 or more servings of fruits and vegetables a day, heavier on the vegetables. So we need to go, okay, well, how can we balance? So the more we incorporate healthy habits into our everyday life, the less you need to focus on the process of losing weight. So look, I'm going to focus on food prep, learning about food. How can I eat food that has life-sustaining balance in it, right? It has micronutrients, macronutrients of what we need. It has phytonutrients, right? So you have plant-based sources of protein. You have, some people have animal-based proteins, but you need to have that combination. You need to have, okay, I'm going to eat breakfast, I'm going to eat lunch, I'm going to eat dinner. It's going to be heavier during the morning because I'm waking up and my body comes out of ketosis, because it should, or at least we'll get it to be doing that. And then we kind of taper off during the day. Hydration is another thing. How can we implement drinking more water? We don't need to have coffee every day for energy. We need to have hydration and food that actually fuels our body. Coffee is just an addition. See that coffee cup right there? That's, you know, that's something that should be drank at 10 o'clock, not 6 o'clock. There's reasons for all this, and you need to learn those and how to sustain until you're 100, right? So if you want to lose weight and that's all you want to do, I'm all for that. But the focus needs to be, how am I going to sustain this weight loss? Otherwise, you're just doing your body harm, and you might as well stay overweight. So there's definitely a lot of resources that I'm going to post on the bottom, and I'm not going to sit here and give you this speech and make you feel bad, but I do want to encourage you, focus on the right things. Your weight will fall off. Weight is because of ill health, not the other way around, right? So you got to gain health and your body will shed the weight. And not only will it shed the weight, but it won't hold all the toxicity that it dumps into your bloodstream as you're losing weight. We forget, you know, when you gain weight, you're storing all the pesticides, all the bad, harmful chemicals that are the xenoestrogens, the whatever it is in our processed foods, in our environment, right? So our body stores all this stuff, and then what? We lose 40 pounds, but your body's not working efficiently. So what does it do? Causes headaches, causes kidney issues, causes whatever, you can name it, causes an autoimmune response because you're driving something you don't even know what you're doing. So if you think about it this way, weight gain is because your body is not functioning correctly or getting what it needs to function correctly. So it goes, okay, you're hungry, but you need iron, iodine, calcium, magnesium, okay? So your body is going to go, let's go to McDonald's, I'm hungry. Or let's go to fill in the fast food or the place where you're making at home, right? A burger. Okay, I want these 4 things: calcium, magnesium, I don't know, potassium, I forget what I said, and iron. Okay, so you want these things. Great. So you go in a place where they don't have food that has high amounts of this source, and you eat it, and your body goes, all right, brain, we didn't get what we need, let's keep going. So the brain says, you're still hungry. So next time, you're going to get 2 of those burgers, a side of fries and a Coke. And your body eats that, and it goes, yeah, I'm still hungry. And then you continue the cycle, right? Now you go home and you're like, gosh, potato chips. Oh, whatever it is, right? I want another soda. I want a coffee. I want a this. I want a that. And you continue to pour into your body these calories, which are empty. They don't have the food or the nutrients that you're wanting, that your body needs. So eventually the body just goes, okay, well, now we know in order to get this, we need to have this many calories. And you keep upping those calories, and your body still doesn't get what it needs. So guess what it does? It stores all of that. And it goes, well, we got to store this because I don't know when we're going to actually get what we need. And it keeps doing it because you have too many calories and you're not burning them off, right? So now you're consuming 4,000, 5,000 calories a day, and they're empty calories, and your body's not getting what it needs. So it's still constantly hungry, or it's craving something. So how do we reverse this? Okay, we train somebody to go, all right, we're going to eat 50 to 75% real food. We're going to cut carbs. We're going to cut sugar. Let's see what happens. So first we introduce vegetables and fruit, fats, proteins. Now proteins are from vegetables and from animal sources. So when we introduce these foods, the body goes, whoa, I'm full. But now you're not satisfied, because satisfaction is different than hunger. And so your hunger is sustained, right? So now you're full. But now your brain goes, where's all the fat, and where's all the sodium, and where's all the sugar? Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, right? So now your hunger is maintained, and your body's like, I'm good. But you're not satisfied. And that's where the cravings come in. So how we reverse this, and how we reverse your mindset, is to go, I need to feed my cells as much as I need to feed myself. Does that make sense? So think about it. To lose weight, you have to shift your focus. You have to start eating food that has the nutrients your body is really needing. And then you need to say, okay, is this a craving or is this hunger, right? So is it something you're satisfied with, or is it just you're hungry? And that's where calories are different per person and different for food. So when you come to my food school, we're going to be talking about how do you sustain life and cut the cravings, and when does that point shift, and how do we feed our bodies and still get what we want. And that's kind of how you lose weight, is you feed your body the good nutrition, and eventually your brain will say, I'm satisfied. But it takes effort. It's not something that in 1 week you're going to be like, okay, I love vegetables and I don't need any of this other sugar. Some people have major crashes when they try to diet. And that's where you need somebody like me to say, okay, here's the foods you need to be eating. Here's how you need to be eating it so that you don't have these crashes, that your body has supplied what it needs to detox and to jumpstart the metabolism. And a side effect will be you lose weight, right? So those are so many things that I just spit out at you. But to recap, restrictive diets, they don't work, right? So they wreck your metabolism, they wreck your hormones. So restrictive diets, as far as calories, are not the way to go. You don't want to do an HCG diet for months or even weeks on 500 calories a day. Your body's never going to jumpstart. Wrong mindset. So think about what you're thinking about. You're thinking about, I want something now, I'm going to eat it. And then you don't think about tomorrow. And then you're disappointed tomorrow that, oh, I'm 280 pounds, I'm 5'2". I'm so fat and I am just so tired and I can't get out and I can't reach my socks and I can't. And it's like, okay, our mindset needs to be weight loss is an effective jumpstart to our metabolism, which is going to feed our bodies the right nutrients, which then weight loss is a secondary. It is a side effect to what we eat. When you do this, you're going to be creating good habits. You're not going to be restricting yourself, right? So you're creating things, you're not taking them away. Jumping into protein. I'm not a big advocate for protein powders. I think you should be able to get your protein from your food. However, I know there's certain limitations on everything, excuse me. But protein is something that people also don't know that you get from vegetables. That bowl of broccoli on the right is probably the best source of protein. A lot of people argue this, and I'm not going to get into it, but that bowl of broccoli right there is going to have about 9 grams of protein. And that's how vegetarians and vegans get by with having protein. Now, they do need other things for B12 and stuff like that, but that's where I'm going to stop with protein powders. I would rather see you eat 10 cups of broccoli a day than eating all of these other synthetic powders, okay? Single ingredient whole foods. Whole foods, whole foods, whole foods. Does it grow? Do you pick it? Do you pluck it? Do you dig it out of the ground and wash it and eat it? Right? So you want whole foods. Whole foods are going to have phytonutrients, macro, micronutrients. They're going to have what you need. They're going to have fiber. They're going to have, gosh, so many different things. Basically, if you come into my office, or anybody who does like more of a whole food and change, right? You're not going to have calorie restrictions because it's really hard to get over 3,000 calories a day without eating constantly. I know that there's a few football players out there that eat pretty well. I forget what their names are. But anyways, they consume about 5,000 calories a day, sometimes even more. But they're eating all day. It's chew, because they have to consume so many calories in order to get what they need from whole foods. Snacking. So snacking is something that people commonly get wrong. You should not be snacking on fruit. Fruit's not bad, but there's a lot of things that it does to our blood sugar. Snacks should be, in my opinion, more vegetables, right? You get vegetables, you get more water, hydration, and then you get nutrients as well, and it's low glycemic, so it's not going to jump your blood sugar. Snacking is not a negative thing unless you're just potato chips all the time. Okay, so we all know about sugar. There's different types of sugar, right? We have galactose, glucose, sucrose, sucralose, maltose, syrups, right? We have corn syrup, we have tapioca syrup, we have all these sugar. We have beet sugar, cane sugar, beet cane sugar. I mean, you name it, we have it. Okay, so sugar is something that is in everything. And unless you're cooking a lot at home, you're not limiting this very well at all. Even when you go to restaurants, the salt packets have sugar in them. I mean, everything that you have is sugar, 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 sugar. It is not all equal. But we should be limiting our sugar intake, and you know this. But how do you do that when all you crave is sugar? And that's where feeding your body and having a sustainable way of eating is going to benefit you. Hydration, yay! I would say 80% of our population is dehydrated. We do not drink enough water. Your water intake will fluctuate, and it fluctuates based on your age, based on your size, based on your sex, based on your athletic output during the day, as well as other conditions, right? So a general rule of thumb is if most of your diet is from raw fruits and vegetables, that's 50% or more, which most of us aren't in there, then you can do about a third of your body weight in water. You weigh 100 pounds, it's about 33 ounces a day. If you do not eat about half or more of your body or of your consumption of food during the day in fresh fruits and vegetables, you should be consuming about half of your body weight in water. So 100 pounds would be about 50 ounces of water. Fruits and veggies we've been hitting on all night. This should be 50 to 70% of your diet right here. Raw, cleaned up, and chew until your jaw hurts. Sleep. Okay, this is a big topic, and I'm going to go quickly over this, so get ready for your pens and paper. Midday, your cortisol levels are going to drop. Your growth hormones are going to start rising. Your cortisol levels are going to continue to drop. Your growth hormones at time of bedtime is going to signal to your brain to say, get the melatonin ready. Let's start sleeping, right? So it's kind of an inverse, right? Growth hormone and cortisol should always be at different levels. Well, we won't talk about wake yet. So as we go to sleep, our growth hormones signal the brain to go, okay, all you anabolic hormones, right? Melatonin, there's a bunch of other ones. The ones that build the cells up and protect us. Let's go. It's time to go. Let's build and build and build and build and build. You go to bed, those hormones take over and they start replenishing our cell stores, right? So it's important we get about 8.5 hours of sleep. A lot of people get way less than that. Some people get more than that. But 8.5 is kind of that sweet spot where the scientific research has said this is how much time we need. As we wake up in the morning, what we wake up by is our cortisol spike should go, hey, it's time to get up. And that happens because typically our glucose stores are dropped enough and our ketones are doing what it needs to do in place of the glucose as far as energy. And our cortisol spikes and we go, oh, it's time to wake up. Let's go get some food. And our growth hormone drops, right? So that's kind of how the cycle goes. But getting enough sleep, people forget that in order to lose weight, you have to be able to replenish the body of what it needs for the next day. So if you can think of it this way, metabolism is anabolism and catabolism, and that is the buildup and the breakdown. So metabolism equals building and breaking together. So if all day long we break, you know, we use, and then we go to bed, but we sleep 5 hours and it's not very good, and we never replenish, well, what is that setting you up for? I'll let you just fill in the blanks. But say you have a person that goes, oh, okay, I'm going to make an effort. I'm going to go to bed at the same time every night. I'm going to wake up at the same time every day. Your body gets used to that. And you start building and building. And guess what? Your body can start shedding 5 to 10 pounds because you're actually sleeping again. And your body is getting rid of toxins and building up the tissue and regulating your blood sugar and doing all these things in your sleep that you are not allowing it to do when you don't get any sleep. So there's a lot with sleep. That's the basics of it. Ooh, stress. Okay, so stress. What do we do when we're in stressful situations? Some of us don't eat, and some of us overeat, and we choose the wrong things, right? So stress hormones say, okay, cortisol and adrenaline come up, and they're like, yep, let's either not eat or we're gonna get cravings and cravings and cravings. So this is gonna impact our energy level and our weight loss, basically like our sleep. So most people, instead of getting away from their desk, taking a walk, they choose to sit there and try to hash it out for a lot longer. And this drives a lot of stress-related weight gain. Or for those of you who have weight loss, stress-related weight loss. Okay, intermittent fasting. Relatively new phenomenon in the health and weight loss world. Intermittent fasting has become a new way to go about how we interact with food. The general All right, can anybody hear me now? I don't know when we stopped talking. So I'm going to go back a few slides here. Okay. I think we might have been out of sound for a while. So I might have to go back and see where we stopped. But anyway, so I will be posting a lot of this stuff below. So limiting your excess sugar intake, I think we talked about pretty much like 10 minutes ago, and I hope this is kind of where the sound went out. So I'm going to make a note on there to keep watching, or I might have to retake this video, but limit your sugar intake, okay? We have different types of sugar. We won't get too much into that. Water, hydration. So hydration is very important. You should be drinking about 1/3 of your body weight in water if you eat more than 50% of your foods in vegetables that are fresh and uncooked. If you eat less than that, you should have at least 50% of your body weight. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you should be eating about or drinking about 33 ounces of water. If you eat lots of veggies and fruit, and if you are actually not consuming that, you should have about 50%, which is about 50 ounces. We talked about this all the time. What I want to get to is this part, sleep. Let's see if I can. I'm going to try. Okay, so here's cortisol. I wish I had a pen here. Oops, this should be. Sorry, guys. I can't see where this is, but, and then this is growth hormone. Now I don't have a marker on here, so I can't really see, but in the morning, AM, and at night, PM. Ugh, sorry guys. Okay, so in the morning our cortisol levels are high, and then they drop throughout the day. And then in the morning our cortisol levels wake us up. In the morning our growth hormone starts dropping, right? So as we go to bed, our growth hormone actually increases and starts signaling our anabolic pathways to actually start building up the body. Our cortisol levels start dropping, so it allows the catabolism to stop, so the breakdown of tissue to stop. And what we can think about from this is, if we don't get enough sleep, we're not building up our body as much, and we're not getting the replenishment we need during our sleep. So we need about 8.5 hours of sleep. Unfortunately, what happens is we don't get that much sleep. We can't do the building that we need to build, and we're continually breaking down. And that's where a lot of weight gain comes as well. Okay, how do I get out of here now? Okay. All right. Stress and food. We all know the combination. Intermittent fasting. This is kind of where we left off, but I don't know if you guys heard that or not. So like I said, I might have to redo this video, but I may not. Okay, intermittent fasting is a new phenomenon, right? It's been here for a long time, but nobody really gave it a name yet. So this basically is kind of like, a lot of religions will take this up. It allows periods of fasting or intermittent fasting that's part of cleansing. So Buddhists, for example, regularly fast in the evenings, do not eat a meal after noon, which is intended to be settling for the body, or pure period of meditation in the following morning. In terms of weight, when done correctly and monitored successfulully, fasting intermittently is a good way to maintain weight levels. So there's certain times to fast, and there's certain times to not fast. If you have somebody who has diabetes, this may not be the best route, okay? Exercise. It's incredible you made it this far into class without focusing solely on exercise. Exercise and weight loss. So exercise is going to be different depending on where you're at physically. So exercise for some people is literally just walking 30 minutes a day because you're so sedentary that you do not move. And some people, like this lady, she probably needs to do 1 hour to 2 hours a day, or a half hour of pretty intense workout to really sustain and get what she wants out of it. Okay, so to be realistic, expect that we're gonna fluctuate a few pounds every month, right? Especially women who are cycling, who are not in their menopausal state, right? So you should stay within 5 pounds of your weight when you're healthy throughout the whole year. So it shouldn't be more, shouldn't be less than about 5 pounds of your set weight. Not all of us are that way, and we have to be okay with this. We have to understand that, you know, some of us live very stressful lives, so some of us also have unrealistic goals. When you have unrealistic goals, how do you really gain the weight loss that you want or the weight gain that you want? You can't, because you're so stressed out. You're putting more stress on yourself, and that's why we have to shift the focus. You have to shift your focus so that when you do have a slip up, or you do gain or lose a little extra weight, or gain after you just lost a bunch of weight, we figure out why and what's going on, and we fix your habit, and that corrects your weight loss to continue the way you want to. So why are you doing this? Your inspiration and motivation are going to be the two determining factors about weight loss. When you have inspiration, like I'm 50, I'm having my third grandkid, and they want me to play ball with them, and I have no energy. I don't even have a clean house for them to come to. We can't even make cookies anymore, or whatever the case is, right? What is your inspiration? Write it down. Have 3 of them, I don't care, but one has to stick to the point where you're going to actually be inspired enough to actually push through. And then what motivates you for your inspiration? So if it was your grandkids that inspired you, are they the ones that motivate you too? Or is it simply the fact that you don't want heart disease, or you don't want low energy, or you know, like, what is it? You want to feel healthier, you want to be healthier. What is your motivation for being with your grandkids? So I'm going to go through and see where I cut out. And I may or may not actually redo this one, but I'm going to post this one today. And thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for putting your questions down there. Thank you for inspiring me to continue to talk about weight and food and nutrition and health and all of the metabolic things that we have to actually deal with. You know, it's real life. All of us struggle. So definitely keep focused, look back at what you wrote down today, and just really give yourself some time. If you do have questions further than that, just reach out to us whenever you get a chance. I hope you have a wonderful day.